Welcome to the District Yoga. My name is Lorraine, and today's restorative practice, you are going to need a couple props. You'll need 2 blankets and 1 block. So if you don't have them already, we're going to start with the block, and I want you to start by rolling up your blanket before we get into anything. So just grab one of your blankets or one of your large bath towels, fold it into a nice rectangle or square shape, and then we're going to roll it into a nice little roll. So almost like you're rolling a little burrito. We're going to find this and we're just going to leave it off to the side. If it unravels a little bit, that's okay. We'll just ravel it back up or down if you like to when we get to that. So grab your block. We're going to start in a more active shape today. And really, because this class is so that you can wind down from your day. Place the block about a little bit more than middle than your mat, higher than your middle of your mat. I'm going to place mine on the highest setting because we're going to come into a supported downward facing dog with this underneath our heads. My hands are going to come about, a couple inches ahead of that block, tabletop position. It's going to feel like, for me at least, that block is right underneath my belly. And then you might need to adjust it when you get there. That's okay. Tuck the toes underneath and just start to lift the hips. As you shift the hips back, the forehead should melt right on to that block there. Again, if you needed to move the block slightly, you could. If you needed to have a big bend in the knees, you could. We're not trying to find a huge stretch in this down dog. Ultimately, we're trying to find a more restorative, more supportive, downward facing dog. We're not going to be here very long. Just allow that head to simply melt in, to feel the support of the block underneath. And ultimately, as we start to wind down our night or our day, just allowing the thoughts to just slowly creep out or slip down and out and into the block. See if you can just start to breathe here. I know it's a bit more active than maybe some of us wanted to start with. My arms definitely still starting to feel a little bit of fatigue. Just stay here for 5. Again, feeling this motion or this notion of our thoughts spilling out of our heads, the to-do list, the things we have to get to tomorrow, in the next hour. Let that all just spill out. Slowly quieting down the mind. Take one more full breath in. Set the knees down as you breathe out. Go ahead and move that block off to the side and slide that roll onto your mat. We're going to come onto our bellies, and in fact, this roll is going to be on the pelvis. So go ahead and send the legs back. Go ahead and walk the hands forward. Find that roll right underneath the pelvis here. That second blanket should be at the top of your mat. I have it just in a nice gentle fold, as I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to me so that my head and my elbows can splay out and my cheek can turn off to one side. Again, we're really just trying to quiet down the mind, not trying to change that we have thoughts in our mind, but just starting to maybe take a step back. Just noticing the chatter. And instead of trying to be a part of the chatter, maybe trying to be an observer. Using your breath as a guide. Noticing the hips melting into the support of your blanket or your towel. Noticing the belly soft. Just be here. As that gentle observer. And as you start to slip into this role of an observer, see if you can just stay there. Just to notice any sensations, maybe subtle sensations. Notice the mind start to get quiet. This calm energy, allowing you to truly wind down. Take one more big breath in. Stay there as you breathe out. Slowly start to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, maybe moving that top blanket out of the way. Gently press up through tabletop position and shift your way back to a child's pose. But as you do, go ahead and bring that roll to your forehead, maybe allowing it to come down a little bit and support the head as you come into a restful child's pose, a transitional child's pose. Just breathe. Never any rush. Always on time. Only when you're ready, go ahead and shift forward to a tabletop position again. We're going to keep the roll about where it is. We're going to come on to the right hip. And we're going to come into a side lying pose with this roll, really underneath the low ribs. And so the knees are dropped over towards the right. The right arm's going to extend out long. And you're going to find, again, that roll right against the low ribs. If you need to adjust it, you can. If you'd like to bring that blanket for a little bit more of a support for your head, you can. Otherwise, the head's going to fall just on the bicep here. Place that left hand where it feels good. And just start to settle in. We're coming into our side body. My knees are bent, but you could have a little extension through your legs. Just find something appropriate. And see if you can just relax into this shape. If you ever need to make any adjustments, absolutely. Allowing that sense of calm to continue to help you to wind down. Sense of calm and ease. Take one more full breath in. Bottom belly breath out. Slow, slow, slow. Plant through that left hand. And gentle as ever, press your way up. Keeping the roll where it is. We're just going to switch sides. So go ahead and come through center. And we're going to drop our knees over towards the left. Again, keeping that roll about where it is. It's going to come right underneath the low ribs. If you'd like the blanket to support your head, you can. Otherwise, extend that left arm out, creating that pillow, maybe with the bicep, as you allow that left ear to rest there. If you ever needed to roll or unroll that roll, you could if the mound felt too high. Otherwise, again, knees drop over towards the left. And you just find your way to rest, to this sense of rejuvenation of our bodies, of our minds, this sense of ease. And ultimately, our transition back to homeostasis as we again start to wind down, signaling to our bodies that we're preparing for deep rest. you ever need to make any adjustments, you absolutely can. You do right away, coming back into this state of quiet, of release, and ultimately of a reset. As if you could let time stand still. From wherever you are, take one more last big breath in. Full breath out. Plant the right hand down, and again, as slow and as easeful as you might need. Pressing your way up. We're going to take that roll and bring it down to the lower side of our mat, sliding it underneath the knees here. We're going to come into our last and final shape, coming onto your back when you're ready. And with that blanket that you had up top, creating now a roll for the head and the neck so that you lift the earth to meet the head, and you find just a gentle shavasana, supporting the legs and supporting the head and the neck. Maybe noticing as we've moved through these shapes, the transition of the mind, even the transition of our physical body, the transition of the chatter that maybe we started with, and ultimately this move into such an easeful shape, an easeful place. Maybe the arms come wide by the sides. Final rest. This complete sense of winding down. Knowing that we took the time to tune in to our thoughts and just become that gentle observer. Allowing the body to be heavy and soft. allowing the mind to be free and clear. If you'd like to stay, please do. Otherwise, together we'll take a full breath in. Let it go out the mouth. Gentle awakening of the fingers and the toes. Gentle blinking of the eyes open. However it looks like for you, go ahead and come on to your side. Gently press our way up if you're coming with us. If you're staying, please do. Otherwise, thank you for showing up. I hope you leave feeling more calm and ready for rest. Namaste.